Okay, we're back. Apologies for the technological problems. We are hopefully being heard. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe somebody can. Nick, you're on the chat, so can you just
Yeah, I can.
message that?
Nick,
See if
you're
they
on
can
the
hear.
chat, so
It looks nice and it's really clear. I just muted it. It looks good. Goose says it sounds good.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna quickly recap our first two awards. The first award was who would be most likely to get injured riding at Red's Ranch. The winner was this man right here, Segathon. Second award was the Nico Harrison Award, which we're going to rename to the Pastor of Muppets Award. Guy most likely to make a dumb trade without putting his player or pick on the block. We didn't actually decide it. I'm making the case for Matty A. I also had Ultra and Richfield on my nominees, so I had the exact same nominees as basically
Yeah.
we all did.
Who did you have, Nick? On yours? You said
I,
Redfield.
I had Richfield as one. And when you said Manny, I'm like, yeah, of course. And then when you said Magnus, I'm like, yeah, of course. Because you'll be like, hey, Magnus, I'm thinking about a trade. And he'll be like, this for this? I'm like, yeah.
Right.
But then he fucked me on Fedorov. He stole Fedorov for me, so he's good too. Part of the deal.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm giving it to Maddie. So two.
Mhm.
If you disagree, too bad. Maddie gets
Works
this.
for me.
But next year I could see Ultra taking this prize from him. Maddie had one slip up. Yeah, we'll give the guy a break after the season's over, but for this season, fuck that. All right, here we go. The next award. If we had a drum roll sound, it'd be better. This one's called the Quiet Assassin Award, and it's the manager who's most likely to pull off a blockbuster trade that no one knew the manager was interested in doing, or no one had any idea was happening. I guess we could call it, who's the Lakers GM? The Rob Pelinka Award.
Rob Pelinka.
Who could get Luka
Work in
Doncic
the
to
back
Orlando?
rooms and the relationship builder, eh? Yeah.
That's right. So who's your nominees? Let's start with Nick on this one. Who's your nominees on this one?
Well, Autobahn Brandon, number one, because he's traded so many times with fucking you, Senior Bell. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? Dude!
He's a silent assassin, that guy.
He is, and he's a silent. I mean, I've known him since Kindernook. Like our origin story was, I've never been the biggest guy or strongest guy. So I needed protection right away, and he was like 6 foot tall in like kindergarten. So I was like, I think I'm gonna buddy up with this guy. So me and him have been buddies since then. And like it looks like nothing's going on upstairs, but there is a ton going up upstairs. He just doesn't say anything, so he's always thinking and doing those things.
But it's funny you say that because that's almost exact same perception I have of him on Discord without even knowing the guy. I never met him in person, but on Discord he doesn't say nothing never. He doesn't make comments. He doesn't chime in on any of the like complaining and all that. And then all of a sudden he's got this awesome trade. Like he's paying very close attention to his team, and he knows. Yeah. Like once in a while, I'll message him about a trade or something. He'll know what everyone else is doing. Like he's involved in Discord. He's just not public about it.
Yep. I would say yeah. So that's number one of the bullet. I think Krav is another one. And I think he's new, so maybe he's not posting as much. So he's another one. And then although the Wolf loves to talk about his team, he doesn't talk about his dealings a lot. The Wolf is the other one.
Good nominees. Nate, who'd you have?
Interesting. Audubon was my first one as well, and then I also had Richfield and Magnus as well because like they pulled off massive trades with no one having an idea that they're trading these guys. So those were the three that I had. Yeah.
Very fair. Yeah, I had also Audubon number one on my list, and I had Krav as well, and the third one I had was Yoda. He's done. I did that deal with him with Samsonov, and we had a huge deal, and he. I didn't know he was interested in even trading at all. And then once I opened up the door with him, he's like, let's have back and forth for a week. Like, it was quite interesting.
So, yeah, no, he was texting us on stuff, and I was like, rule number one is don't trade with Bell. But I could tell he was doing it. So I'm like, milk him.
He did. He got a lot out of that one. That was good.
Before we give the winner, I'm going to give the opposite award is who publicly does his trade talks with everybody out in the open. That was so fun. He was just like, what's going on?
Yeah, what is your opinion on his big deal with Sutton, his last blockbuster deal there?
Was that real? I was out of the country when that happened.
Yeah, it's already been added to the active tab. It's all.
Oh, I'll have to look at it. What is
it's like a 7 for 7. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't even know how to get into it, but yeah, you'll have to look at that one.
I'll have to. Oh, I thought that was an April Fool's joke.
No, passed. It's already been added to the team, so it's.
Oh wow! I can't.
Yeah.
I'll definitely look at it.
I think G was shopping Bokun too.
Well, I was sad to trade Buff when I traded him for my stuff because he's one of those what do you call him, like a glass cannon, like he's so high rated on those like weights and things, like you could break in. But it is that it doesn't give you that shift, like you can't get your 15 weight if they're pulling trailer.
I have no interest in those player types.
Yeah,
like
I couldn't figure him out, but I think like maybe Nips with his little wiggle thing, he could maybe like just destroy with him.
It's funny because Nips has gone the opposite way, right? His team is 8 or 5 weight. That's it. I keep going. I'm flirting with the idea that weight is helpful, but I don't think it is. I think it's actually harmful.
Hard. There is something to it, like especially with like purely. There's something there in pure.
Like Pittsburgh is a hard team to beat because of that.
Yeah.
You can just bash through with whoever on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so the winner of this award, I think we all agree on. He's got the silent assassin of the league. All right, so this one's an interesting question. We're calling it, and this one I'm stealing directly from the Bill Simmons Fake Trade podcast.
Oh, I love Simmons.
Now, Bill Simmons is great, and this is one of his questions that he had. He called it the trick or treat playoff team, meaning you either want to play them or you really don't want to play them, but it's the same team, and you're sure which one of those things you want to,
Oh, I got a clear one for this NIU. I would say it's here. I'm not 100% sure. It's either I want to play him. He hasn't had success at all, but. I mean, he just beat you in the tournament. He's really proving, I would say. He could. Some of those series that Segathon had versus Tickness that one year, we just wiped him out. It's like I can come in beating someone in 5 games and just crushing them, or I can see him folding in 5. So I think he's a perfect example of that. Yeah.
Interesting. But that's your only option.
I don't think that was the right way. Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't even play. I don't think he's a good team anymore. I think I don't play. He's gotten really, really good. Like of all guys in the league, there's some I want to avoid, but out of 8 guys, I think he's the number one I want to avoid at this stage. The guy's so good.
No, I see that one, but that's kind of a lot of boxes for me. One is Maryland Mike. He's so aggressive to be exploited, but he's going to figure everything out here really quick and be way better in the W. G's another one. He can wipe the floor with me sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck? And I watch the stream today, so I'm like at work, and I was like, G's streaming, and I watch a game. I'm like, what is he doing there? He does some stuff. He does some good stuff too. So yeah, those two, and Ellis too is another one. He's a trick or treat because sometimes you're like, I can't fucking score on a guy. His team is shit right now. But before his team was shit, he was a guy that was really hard to score, and then he would hit these pop clock goals. Like it'd be a 2-game. I'm like, how the fuck did he score there? It was just I'm sure there was skill too. Ellis is another one. It's like a trick or treat when you say that.
Yeah, those are good options. I also had Maryland Mike on my list. I had Hamilton. I think Sutton he's a sneaky, really tough out, and I would have said that in season 6, but I think he's improved a lot and is he went Maryland quite impressive. So I think he's one that if he gets drafted or if he gets with me, I'm kind of glad. Like I feel like I can beat him, but at the same time, I'm not 100% confident with that guy.
No, yeah, he swept me just 2 days ago. And I was like, motherfucker. And I was ready to kick shit out of him because he was talking shit. But yeah, he can, when he's locked in, he's not sad. We got chopped again, it sounds like, from the night visions. So.
No, it sucks. I don't know if there's a way.
Turn off our video once and see if that works.
Yeah, okay.
Let's all just turn our cameras.
See if it helps.
Does that help anything? Anybody still there?
See if this helps.
I got a delay on my video. I can still see us. So we'll see what happens. I'm picking at my face.
That's too bad if it is just a pure internet problem. I don't like. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if we can just record this. Like, I don't know if it'll.
Yeah, I think like Pat was saying that if it doesn't work this time, just record it and post to OBS later or post it on YouTube or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah, I'll have to
It's
ask
nice
him
to
about that.
interact with the bros though
yeah,
too.
yeah, it's
It is nice.
unfortunate for
Yeah,
sure.
he says not sure yet, so we'll keep trying and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we've got. I'm gonna. This one's gonna. We're gonna skip ahead. Most
Yeah,
unique.
I can still see the video on uh
Oh, it's quite a delay. Eh? Okay,
yeah. So
weird.
let's
Like
give it a second.
that even makes me think like there's something wrong. Like there isn't. I sometimes watch the games when I'm streaming them, and there's not this long of a delay.
Yeah, no, I think it's the camera. That's a lot of data, I would say.
This is a
I
shitty
took
Wi-Fi too.
I took typing class in seventh grade, so I think I can. Oh, well, audio is off. No off, not video.
What the
Did
fuck?
you turn audio off there, Bell?
I don't know. I don't even know how you turn audio off.
I just clicked my video, and I still can hear my audio going up and down.
Yeah, so can I. I turned off my video. Now I turn on my video. Can you guys? What the fuck's going on this? So now they're
It must
turning
be the
on.
OBS, right? Like,
I think so. Now on. So I just turned on to the Twitch stream. Now our cameras are off. Finally, like that's like a I don't know, minute and a half delay. Okay, it says
yeah.
audio is back now. Night's Vision.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off my
That's better
camera.
without the cameras, anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
All
no,
right.
it's got my full legal name, so everybody can Google me. All the thousands of people.
Well, yeah, that's right. Maybe they'll leave you some good reviews for your mats.
There we go. There we go.
It's gonna work out. Okay, we're gonna move into the award. So the last award, just to summarize it, the Trick or Treat playoff team. Who do we give the award to? I don't even know. NIU.
We didn't decide. Yeah, NIU or Maryland Mike, I think were the main
Yeah.
contenders.
I'd say Maryland Mike. I think we were all kind of.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
had
one.
Maryland Mike. Okay, he's a good one. Yeah, you don't know. This guy's gonna break out at some point here.
Yeah, he's gonna figure it out.
But then again, he's got beaten by some guys that he should. Well, he got beat by Pitt last year, which you can't hold against the guy. Got beat
Yeah.
by Hamilton in year one, which I don't know. I mean, it says something like he didn't win.
It is amazing that he came in and he's so good right away. Like that doesn't happen much now. You gotta like
Doesn't
he didn't
yeah.
have to take many licks.
It's like
Rex was the last guy that did that too. There's not many.
but there's got to be more. It's just we just got to find them.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be more. What I'm hoping is someday we'll find the like the Russian version of this league.
Oh yeah.
That'd be awesome, or like Korean version or something.
Finish is probably what it is.
Well, the Finnish guys.
What happened to those guys though? They just disappeared.
Fucked off,
Like
yeah. They never
after our
responded to
tournament, they
anything.
just completely disappeared from the face of the earth. The one guy, it was active on.
Aki.
He hasn't been on there in like years. I don't think.
Yeah, Aki used to. Yeah, Aki was the main guy that was like in the videos that I had a pretty good relationship with, and he kind of just disappeared. I'm sure you get wife and kids and everything
Just,
else,
like,
and
no.
just.
But it was weird because it was like literally they left that they stayed overnight in tents at our tournament, and then they left the next day, and we never heard from them ever again for like forever. Never. There was never like an email saying, "Hey, that was fun," or like "Thanks, guys." Or there was nothing. Like no comment ever again. It's been what 8
You
years
did
now?
something. What did
Yeah,
you
you
do?
gotta wonder like what actually happened to them. Like no one saw them in the morning, eh? Like it is a bit suspicious. The whole.
Well, I woke up, so I was sleeping. We had our tents right, Nate, remember the back of that yard,
Yeah.
and I woke up at like I don't know what time it was. The sun was up. I had to take a piss, and just like took a piss in the side of their yard. And those guys were all packing up. They had their tents
Oh,
like at
okay.
the
So
other
they
side of the
were
house.
alive. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like packing up their tents, and like I didn't say anything to them, and they didn't say anything to me. We were like across the yard. It wasn't like close. And then I just like in a hungover like stupor, just went back into my
Yeah,
tent.
you just want to get home and sleep in your bed at that, especially sleeping in a fucking tent.
Well, when you're older, driving. They were on like a tour, like a band tour. Like
Yeah, like,
so, it wasn't like they were going home. They were going to the next town over to play a show. Like it didn't make any sense.
Did they play at your thing?
No, they sung the Finnish.
They sung the Finnish anthem. Yeah, that was quite enjoyable actually.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was strange that they just disappeared. All right, well, next award.
All right, review the last award. I don't think they heard that one. They missed it entirely.
Okay, the last award was called the Trick or Treat Playoff Team. you either want to play them or you want to avoid them in the playoffs. And it's the same team, and you're not sure whether you want to avoid them or play them. The winner of that award is South Hills Shindigs, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
next award. This one, best rants on Discord, brackets, print or video. Okay, I hope you guys know what that meant. I just mean who's the best ranter. I don't care what forum they do it in. Let's start with you, Nick. Who are your nominees?
Well, the Yinzers, they provide so much content. I think you gotta give them both. Like they add so much color to the league. I'm so glad they're in it, even though they're assholes. GMDS after a few beers and a couple losses, I wrote down. There's some good rants, and then of course if Magnus checks his phone while driving, and then I had fourth was Pink's a loudmouth too.
Yeah, all good candidates for sure. Nathan?
Yeah, I got. Lloyd's my number one just for those videos.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I totally forgot about him.
It's not necessarily a rant, but like he deserves an award
with the videos
for putting on full like goalie gear and going out into a yard. Like that's just incredible, right? So, and Magnus, yeah, like I had Lloyd, Magnus, and Pink were the three on my list.
Interesting. I had Magnus as well for sure, and I had Lloyd as well. I also had Sutton. The 3 a.m. videos from Sutton are priceless. Because sometimes I'm just like, man, go to bed, like please. I'm seeing them at like noon the next day. I'm like, it was 3:30 and you were still posting videos of your some video you were watching.
I think you got to go Sutton because those are true rants. Those are like 3 a.m. Because like Party Dan has the best content, and Nips had the best content when he was still doing them. He doesn't do car videos anymore. But as a rant, I think it's GMDS.
I don't know, man. Let me make one more case.
If we're going with
Magnus,
with a rant, it's got to be Magnus.
Like, no, you're right.
Nobody else has gone on and posted repeated videos ranting while driving.
It's true.
While driving,
the whole rant is Magnus. Yeah, but yeah, it's amazing. Like he did so many that one time. Like I didn't even listen to all of them, and I take all the content. But I'm like, there's 30 fucking videos of Magnus ranting.
Yeah, I got through about 2 of those, and I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I think he wins.
He's the winner. Yeah, move along. He wins.
Okay, this one we're getting back to gameplay, so we'll change the pace a little bit. Most unique offensive style in the league, right? Currently, like no retirees. Let's start with you, Nate.
That's. Oh, go ahead, Nate.
I had 2 that popped up. Just Nips and Maryland Mike were the 2 that.
So describe their offensive styles for us.
There's just a lot of variety to it. I would say. Maryland Mike less variety. Nips I think has just gone from. He was always a pretty good deker. Now his deking is great. He hits those like side one-timers. He's obviously still got the pump and dumps behind the net. He just has like a variety of ways to score. So in the pier, it's kind of annoying because he just goes back to like his 2-3 moves like on repeat. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say in the pier, I wouldn't classify that. But in the W, I would say he's one of the most unique players. And Mike just like, yeah, I'm not sure it is actually like that unique, but it's just like super effective, I guess. Yeah.
Cool. I think both good options. I had neither of those 2 actually, but they're both that was a good case. Nick, you're up.
Well, first of all, I gotta admit the first thing he says is old school. Like I'm such a nostalgic guy because it's one of my favorite drugs is nostalgia. It's the first season watching everybody's weird offensive styles. Like Wolf had these big looping moves he would do first season. Sammy Smith was another one. Like he'd score 3 goals a game, but I don't know how he did because it was just these weird garbage goals. So taking those out, we said this kind of before, but 94 guys play with a different center of gravity. They do things that 95 guys don't do. So, I think NIU Husky is probably the top one now that Tick and Raff are gone. Jer's got a little of that as well. And then I talked about it again before. It was the Nips wiggle from the 94 stuff with that totter and how he doesn't lose the puck. That's big. Chalky, again, he's all gas, no brakes. he's really fun to shoot, just shooting all the time. And then of course the Elder Bell, when you are down a goal like that, like Nate, you should watch your brother play if it's still up there. The last game of Hoff, that last third period and the Q finals, he was going. There was no fluff. It was just straight stabs into the heart, and somehow they didn't go in.
Wow.
That was an awful third period for me. That was like,
It was.
oh,
There should have been 6 goals you scored. That I don't know how they didn't score.
Just couldn't have it like I was hitting posts. So it was
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, and Hoff's one of the best manuals, but he was guessing wrong, and it still wasn't. I was like, because you were like I even said like when I watch you go in hard, I'm like, fuck. There's no fat on that meat. It's all essential.
Yeah. Okay. Those are cool. I had NIU as well, and I think like look, that's why I said no retirees, because I think Raph and Tickenist were the most unique players in their own way. They were very different, but very
Yeah, they were.
NIU has kind of a mix of those two guys in some ways, which is kind of cool. The other guy, I also had Chalky on there. I think nobody else in the league is averaging the amount of shots that Chalky's posting. Like 25 a game. Like, it's just insane, and it's pointless, most of it, but like, man, it's like, what are you doing sometimes? Like, I just don't understand it. Like, just taking shot after shot.
No, the thing, like, people have been, I think Caden brought it up on one of the streams, how Chalky, he has this shot, I don't know, like, I'm sure you've noticed it, Nick, but it's like a modified seagull from the, like, kind of like the face-off dot in the end. Like, he just flicks it on net, and it's, like, goes in, apparently. Like, I watched a couple games, and it went in, and I was like, what the hell was that? But apparently it's, like, a thing.
Yeah, I think it's just volume with him, too. It's like, if you get 30 shots up, there's some of them. There is puck luck that happens, and a lot of us don't. There's not a lot of it, so most people save their punches for good, clear shots, but he doesn't. So I'm feeling Chalky might be the guy. Even though I was leaning Husky, I think Chalky might have the most unique style.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most effective style. It's just the most unique.
Yeah.
Okay, Sugar Valley wins the award. Congratulations to Chalky. That's a big win for you.
I would say G too. He does, because he didn't play growing up as much. True. He's got some weird passes that work sometimes.
That's actually a really good one. I never thought of G, but his style is super strange to me. Watching it too, like some of his passing angles. That's actually, I didn't think of him, but he would be top of my list actually.
Yeah, I'm adding him to my nominees. He gets second vote overall. Yeah, most unique defensive styles is the next award. This is the most important award in the game, in my humble opinion.
Ooh.
Can you explain this more? Because the unique part, like, got me.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good clarifying.
Okay, yeah. So let me explain what I'm thinking. Unique as versus effective. So camping goalie is unique. I think as a style, it's got its own vibe to it. It's got its own, parameters in some ways. That's different than being very aggressive in the defensive end, for example. LHX used to pull his centerman and sit in the middle of the slot and just sit there. That's a unique defensive style. Other people have adopted it, but it's a unique style. Who is doing something that's unique in today's W season 13, and what is it?
Ooh. Go ahead, Nate. I'm a little confused.
That's a tough question.
I know you clarified it well. I just don't know.
I just find it tough because it's hard. Like, there's only so much you can do, right? Like, I think there's two main styles that I see, and that's the attack, create turnover style, and there's the sit back, clog the middle, which I mean, I think both have their pros and cons. Like,
and then there's camping. There's at least three major.
There's three,
for sure.
There's also you can also like be very aggressive in certain aspects, but you're right in terms of a broad characterization. I think that's fair.
Yeah, so you have like the Waterloo forecheck is probably the most effective, and Maryland Mike's in there too, even though he's not from Waterloo, he's from West Virginia.
And let me make a point on that. Like, so you can have that aggressive forecheck style in the offensive zone, and then be very conservative in your own defensive zone. Whereas like Maryland Mike he's crazy on both ends, right? In his defensive zone, he's giving up so many chances because he's nuts.
Yeah.
which is not how I play. I don't think I do a little bit, but not like.
Yeah, I had him because he's all gas, no brakes. I was like, there's two people like we talked about GMDS. He shut me because recency bias, I guess. He shut me down 2 games in a row, and I couldn't really figure it out other than he had really good placement of his players, and he camped a lot. Autobahn also is a weird one. He especially in the queue where he has leech, he does some weird things. I can't even tell you what they really are, but he does some weird things with leech on D. And then Ellis is really probably the most heady checker. Like he's not a spaz checker, but he really puts into like a spacing check moves, I would say, are what I had. Again, it's harder to pinpoint because I'm not I don't watch enough. I don't think streams of the defense side. I'm more looking at offense, but that's kind of where I'm at.
I would say Ellis is like he's taking over from LHX as like his style. He really clogs that middle. He doesn't forecheck at all. He brings all of his guys back.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an effective strategy. Yeah, I don't know. For this one, I wrote down like Caden Unholy and New Jersey Killer. I thought his style was kind of unique.
Oh, good Killer. That's a good one. I haven't played him enough to really call it out, but yeah, that's a good point.
I didn't think he was taking the goalie at all when I was playing him, but he really clogged the middle well. But then he can take the goalie as well. So I was kind of looking for it, but he was effective. Like I found him to just be like a good defensive player. I was kind of surprised. But
Interesting. I haven't played him yet this year, so I have no comment on that. But like, yeah, that's interesting. If he is a unique style, I had Maryland Mike as well, and I also had Ellis on my 3. The third one I had was you, Segathon, because I still think you're not like your camping proteges are doing it differently than you are. But I'm also biased by your playoff performances, and you do things differently in the playoffs than you do in the regular season. But yeah, I still think it's a little bit different. So there's still uniqueness to it.
Yeah, I mean there's one thing I don't like there's certain game film I don't put on until the playoffs, and a couple of my tricks I don't like. The seagull is something I like to fuck around and like do smoke screen, and there's defensive things too that I like some things I fuck around, other things I just only use in the playoffs. It's never helped so far, but there's certain things
you've had me on the ropes.
Dish out in the playoffs.
There's been a few times you've had me on the ropes now, and like, what I always, if I hadn't had like Nate and Colin and Moses watching and texting me, I probably would have lost you a couple of times. But I've had a few times where they've told me like, look, he's just sitting like what you do where you sit on the sideboards when you're in the offensive zone, you sit on the sideboards and wait for like me to charge at you, and then you break in for a breakaway. That I always miss that until somebody points it out to me on the text, and they're like, "Whoa, like just chill out, just stay in the middle, and then he can't do anything." But I always miss it at the beginning of our series. Anyway,
yeah. Thanks, Minnesota crew, for not texting me. I know you're not watching this video either, so.
I do think Segathon's actually a good one for this. The most unique defensive style, because I go in those playoff series and I do feel like my offense has to be like different in those series. I can't just do the normal stuff. I have to like adjust to that. So yeah, I think for uniqueness, actually, that might be he might be my number one.
The only problem with that is that we've had 6 awards in Segathon now.
No, I give it to Ellis. Yeah, I think Ellis
gets it
because it's a check-based offense. But it's not spazzy, and I think he's the only one who does that without doing manual.
Ellis is basically doing your Norway park the bus.
Yeah, it is. It is, yeah.
So, yeah, congratulations, Ellis. Most unique defensive style for the dub. All right, this one is I think we have. Well, I think there's 2 guys that I've flagged for you, and I'm gonna just tell you straight off the top. The question is, or the award is, most improved manager in gameplay this season. So who's improved the most? Just the classic most improved. So there doesn't need much explanation. To me, I thought Krav is the obvious suggestion or the obvious nominee, and I think Ultra is the other one. Ultra is now sitting in 11th right now, which is crazy.
Wow, yeah. Really?
Yeah, if he keeps up his pace right now, and by winning percentage, he's in 11th. Which is pretty awesome. I also had NIU, but I don't know that I don't think he's really that improved. That's like giving most improved to like I don't know, Scotty Barnes or somebody, like he's
Yeah,
too
yeah.
good for that. So I think he's too good for that. So I think Crab and Ultra are the two that I'm putting out there as nominees.
I had Ultra as well. He was my number one. I also had the Wolf. I mean, Wolf was kind of like that last year, so this is probably like a 2-season award. But those two. Also had Nips is now like 830, which I don't know what he was last season, but that seems like a
Right.
pretty big.
But
I
you
mean,
can't give
he
most
won as the
improved
11th
to
seed.
you can't give most improved to Jokic just because he didn't win MVP last year.
I mean, I think there's an argument for that for sure.
I love it.
I mean, if Nips goes from like the 11 seed to the like runaway number one, like that's a pretty massive jump.
It's a massive
Nips
jump
from
regular
four
season.
seasons ago. Yeah, if you're going from 4 seasons,
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
could see that.
you can't. He lost in what game, whatever of the finals. I mean, you can't. His 11 seed means nothing at that point. It's not an improvement. He's expected. He was in the finals. He should be top 2 in the regular season.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I would go Magnus with gameplay this year, I think.
Yeah. Did he win best rant though? Can he?
Yeah, Magnus he's cleaning up. Magnus is the what's that Russian prostitute movie? One of Russia. That's Magnus in our.
I'm interested, but I don't know. I looked at it. I looked at it a little differently. So I would say going from like if you're looking at the actual measurement, like Yoda went from like how are you playing this game? He's put in the 10,000 hours, and it shows. I mean, he still does bonehead things, but he's got a sharp knife now. Like he from what he's done from a couple seasons ago to now, he's a much better player when you're starting at 0 to where he is now.
Yeah, very fair. He's improved a lot. He's a tough out now in Pure too.
Really, Pure for sure.
I think he's probably I would say he's a candidate for most improved next year. I think you got to still hit a level before you win this very prestigious award.
I think I still have the winner here, but I got 2 more. One's more of an honorable mention, and then I'm going to say the winner. Don still has. He's got some
get
stuff
out of here! Get out of this! What are you doing?
He's got some stuff in his golf bag. I played him just a second ago.
You can't win most improved manager and win 2 games in the season.
Well, okay, he's early, but he did a couple of things to me. I was like, he did this little pause hezzy on me. I'm like, I didn't think he could do that. He plays a ton of different games, so maybe that's the bias. Like he plays Tecmo, he plays 94. So that's probably my bias. But the winner is Krav. The winner is Krav. He's gotten so much better.
I wish I had last year's stats. Like, where did Krav finish last year?
See, I don't think stats wise he's like I agree his gameplay has gotten a lot better, but stats wise, I mean he's what 480 or something now.
Oh, is he?
I think he was like 400.
Last season he was like 400 something like that.
I think you're right. I think he was 400. So like that's what I mean. He hasn't taken like if I'm making a case for Ultra over Krav has not taken a leap that's got him into a new stratosphere. Ultra went from
finished similarly last year, I would say. Like Ultra was probably better, but well, maybe not. Ultra was probably a decent bit better, but he
didn't make the
playoff lock. Yeah.
Totally, he was 17 or 18 last year, and he might finish 11 or 12 this year. To me, that's a much harder jump than going from 26 to 18 or something.
Yeah.
I'm changing it. I'm going Nips. I like the Joe kick thing. Like even though you said it as a neg, I think that's the way to go. Nips went from middling playoff guy to one of the top guys in the league. It's Nips.
Well, luckily I can pull rank on you, and I'm going to give it to Ultra. All right, we've got now this one's an interesting one. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say with this one. The most improved manager, but in terms of their Discord interactions with the league.
I love this one.
This season, okay? This is not a historical award.
Ooh,
this season, so you got to think back from basically Christmas time till now. Who has improved their interaction with the league on Discord? If you want to go back into last season, I'm not going to fault you. Let's turn to you, Nick. This is a good one.
That's a tough one. The first thing that came to mind is I got on my soapbox and was like, first off, it's take the politics off the dub server. We don't need it. It's everywhere on the internet. We don't need to talk politics on fucking my only little beacon of hope. So, because that's what basically everybody's been talking about this season is politics, and I get it. The world's crazy. I mean, I deal in business and tariffs and all this stuff. It's crazy right now. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So I didn't have many people for this year. What I had was like, and maybe it's kind of more for the next season, but like I missed Jer Baytown's Sun Times articles when Jer was posting stuff, and and I really met Unholy's might be the funniest guy in the league, but he doesn't post enough. He should post every thought into his head.
He is the funniest guy in the league, I think, hands down. If we had an award for funniest guy in the league, Unholy, no question about it.
So with all that being said, what the only thing that really sticks out to me with interactions is when G is yelling at his kids when he's down 2 goals with his shirt off. So I'm going to give it to G.
That's good.
Hard to argue with that. Who did you have nominees, Nate?
I mean, I'm looking at this as like who's posting more in the league. I got Ellis and Krav are just like more engaged. I mean, Ellis big time. Like he's obviously done the whole
He's the pro.
box. Yeah, I know. Like he's killing it, right? So and he's just chiming in more. I enjoy seeing his takes. So.
There you go. That's funny because I'm looking at my list here. I have 3 guys. I have Krav and Ellis top 2 as well. And exactly for the same reason. Like Krav, the first whatever year or 2 he was in the league, he didn't interact on Discord. But he started to, and he seemed, and then he joined our podcast, so maybe I'm a bit biased, but it feels like we know him. You know what I'm saying? Like compared him to New Jersey Killer, I don't even know if I would never have an idea who the guy is. And I mean, like guys like like your buddy's Nate, like Charlebois was who I forget, Tuck to Yak Tuck, Golfer Gib. Like we didn't know. I mean, I knew them a little bit, but we didn't know those guys on Discord at all. They didn't interact, and so it's nice to see Krav kind of come out of his shell a bit and be part of that, and like join the community a bit. So I think he was on my list, and then I mean Ellis has just done so much, but he's also been commenting a lot, which is cool. And the third guy I had to go back like a couple of seasons, but was Lloyd Xmas Providence.
Oh yeah,
Like there was a time when he was just basically like a guy who we never saw. Like he was like
a
crap,
point. Yeah.
Right? Remember,
I like that a lot.
Back to like 5th season, 6th season, we didn't know anything about this guy, and then he's created this online persona, and it's awesome. It's like the greatest persona of all time. And he goes out to the extra mile of getting pads and taking videos. And
it's Lloyd. It's Lloyd. It's for sure Lloyd.
I know. I said no historical, but I think he's just so awesome on this thing. Even his Modano things are so fucking funny. Like every time he posts a Modano,
he was too busy at one point.
Maybe, and it takes people a little while to get. Like it is a community of people, right? Like we're all. It's weird to say, but like we're all friends kind of now, and like it takes time to like get comfortable with your friends when you just meet them, especially when we don't have new friends because we're all adults now.
Yeah. You know what? I got one other now that I think of it. If it's dub only, but Hoff coming in and running the queue, I mean, he gets it with.
I mean, he needs a different award. Like Caden needs who should be commissioner if Ultra gets hit by lightning award. If we have that, it's Hoff. No question. I mean, that's. That I wish we should actually have that award, but let's just give that to Hoth right now. If Ultra gets hit by lightning, I mean, he's got my vote for president. Hoth's amazing. He does things quietly. He does shit. Like he's awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
Is he running the queue now?
Yeah, he's running the queue, and he's great. Wow. As you expect, because he's a very reasonable, rational guy.
Yeah, totally.
So kudos to that guy. Give him an award just for the sake of it. And our winner of our most improved Discord interactions with League award is, drumroll, Lloyd Xmas.
It's got to be Lloyd. The historical award.
Yeah, it's a bit of.
It's great. The best thing is like he was getting some heat going with people, but it was all in good fun. And that's the best thing is like if you can keep the heat going and it's still in good fun, it's not like gets to that next level. He's really good at that.
Oh yeah, and he can take the piss out of himself, which is the most important quality. Everyone needs that, but he's good at it. All right, we're moving on to we're going to flip the coin on this one. This is the Man of Mystery Award, the guy that you wish was more engaged in the league, and meaning like the Discord community of the league. I'm going to turn to you, Nick, first.
Well, I mean, obviously, the one that is really intriguing to me is Philly Chris because he's like a student of Kravs. I didn't when he wanted to join the league. I didn't realize he was a lot younger. I figured he was just another older dude that played at an end. New Jersey Killer, of course, because he all he posts is if he's going to play or not. And but this is like a dream team award. I'm giving it out. It's the Minnesota tribe. I'm so disappointed. The rest of my Minnesota tribe has kind of been AWOL from the server. We need to get the Clintons and Judd and the rest of the group. We were the beacon of light in 1995 online before Discord, and now they're busy with life, and I want to make sure that they get in and keep on doing all this shit.
Yeah, we definitely missed them. Like, it's noticeable especially without. I mean, Audubon's always been quiet, but especially without Judd and
Mm-hmm.
Blair being
Yeah,
involved in the Discord, it's very noticeable. Like Blair comes on, once every 2 weeks and makes some like posts that don't make any sense. Like,
yeah, like something about there's not enough goals scored. We got to nerf goalies or something. He did the other.
right, some random comment, right?
Yeah,
Which is fine, but it was cool when he was like more engaged. Like he
yeah.
was like an interesting part of the community. He was never like super engaged, but he was always engaged.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
and
very similar. He seemed very similar to Lloyd actually for a while,
yeah,
right? Like he was
yeah.
kind of playing that role, and then I had them, Richfield and Audubon as well, as like my
Mm-hmm.
two that I'd like to see more engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, hopefully we can get Judd back in the league. He's got some crazy stuff going on right now too. I can't share on the old Discord, but yeah, it's if you get to talk to him in person, there's some wild stuff that has happened in his life recently.
You think he'll be back next year?
I hope so. Once his internet goes, but I would hate to one thing is once you get out, it's hard to get back in. I hope he gets out. The same thing with Klein. Those two guys are like tribal chiefs of NHL '95, and it would be a big loss if Klein's kind of half out right now. And I don't know if he's going to come back, but those two guys are very similarly wired. I think. I hope they come back because they're just so great for our little chunk of the internet that's so fun for me.
yeah,
100% agree. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. The only other guy I had on the list, I had also had Richfield Audubon as a slash, and I also had New Jersey Killer slash Philly Chris as one
Yeah.
entity. The other guy I had was Jer because I think Jer is super interesting. Jer lives in Thunder
Mhm.
Bay, which is crazy. Like I've never met him, but we're in the same fucking town. Like we've
Yeah.
always kind of joked about like why don't we go to this pub and play our games, and like we never actually have done it yet, but
Yeah. You totally
whenever
got to meet up.
I
He
know,
kicked
yeah,
the
someday.
he kicked the shit out of me in hacks yesterday, right after our games that we played.
That's a hilarious looking game. Like, what the hell
Yeah,
is that?
yeah. It's just like ball. It's like pong. It's a really fun little game.
It looks fun, but it's
We
just
play it like twice a year. But yeah, he's really good at hacks.
anyway. It's just. I mean, it's like any of the guys who are kind of like quiet on there. It'd be cool to like
Mhm.
hear them out, you know. So that's why I kind
Mhm.
of thought of him. All right, who are we gonna give this award to? Who's our most convincing nominee?
I mean, I'm down for a New Jersey Killer. I've
Yeah,
enjoyed my interactions with him. I'd like to hear a little more.
Yeah, he's definitely the most. I have no clue. All I know is that's his name, and that's about it. And then
He's
he
a
plays in '94.
94 guy, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think he posts a lot of '94 either. If I'm right, if I maybe I'm wrong on that, but
cool. All right, he gets it. The man of
all right.
mystery, New Jersey Killer. Congratulations. All right, this one I'm not sure on the facts on this one. The award is the best player that has never won a championship, and we're including the W, the Q, and the Pure in that. So
This
that
is just
cancel,
hurtful.
but I just don't
It
know.
seems like an obvious saga here. No?
Well, I just don't know all the Q winners, so I'm not 100% sure that I'm confident in my own nominees. I know that Nate, you're out because you've won at least what 2 or 3 Pures. Um, and the Q, there's a lot of winners, and so I'm not 100% sure. Caden's now out. Pink is out.
This is
Nip,
Chinese water torture on me right now. What you're
like
doing? You got me in the
obviously.
fucking stand, and I'm ready to convict my friends. What do you need? What do you want?
So is there anybody else but you? That's the question.
I mean, I got Sega Unholy as well, right? Like he doesn't
Yeah,
play
Unholy's up
Q.
there.
Unholy hasn't played Q or Pure, so
Unholy hasn't played those, but he's definitely on the list. I have him too, and I don't know if
I had
Red and
Caden.
Wolf.
I didn't know Caden won the Q.
Yeah,
But yeah, he won it, so he's
He
off.
won it, so he's off. What about Wolf and Red? Did they win a Q?
I think Wolf did.
I think they both
Red
did.
must have. Red definitely won the Q. Yeah.
Those two I didn't know. I had those two as question marks. So we're down to Segathon and Unholy. I mean, that's a pretty good. Although I think Segathon, you win it because you play more leagues.
I've done them all.
Yeah,
It's a sad
Unholy's
state of
excuse is,
affairs.
is a fair excuse. He's never played the Q. He probably would have won a Q season by now. There's some
Have you been
guys.
close, Sega? And
I think I gotta go. You guys are breaking up. I go. It's a sad deal. And I haven't won Segathon in a long time either.
Maybe you're not as good. Like, are you overrated?
It's possible. I guess it's got to be possible if you look at the stats. If you're only looking at numbers,
Like, is Wolf really right? Like, you're like a top 10 guy and not a top 5 guy.
Wolf won't beat me the rest of 2025.
Well, okay, we're leading really nicely into the next category. The player who's most likely to choke in the first round this year, which means, and choking, I mean that leaves us with our top 8, right? You can't choke if you're the bottom 8. So that means Pitt, Hoth, Thunder Bay, North Bay, Highland, Tegucigalpa, Sumter, or Sonoma. Who's most likely to choke out of those 8 guys?
Well, I had it. It sounds like a nursery rhyme. Puss and Goose. I always call Unholy Goose from our old days. Those guys are unbelievable players, but I can see them both going down in the first round.
Wow. I had 3 other teams, not those 2. So Nate, let's hear from you first.
I mean, I had NIU. I mean, if it's an 8-9 series, it's not really a choke. Yeah, I don't know. I had NIU. That was the one I wrote down.
That's so funny, eh?
He hasn't won in the playoffs, right? Like it's got a.
He's never won in one series before.
Right.
That's funny because so you guys have named 3 teams and I have Sumter, North Bay, and Highland on my list.
Ooh.
So we've now named 6 of the 8 teams.
Yeah, well, that just shows the parity in the league, right?
I think you're right. I think you're exactly right. So I don't know that we can pick a winner. I think we're going to have to postpone this award until next year.
I think this award should be limited to the top, like, 3, like, whoever is in the like, upper tier.
Okay, well, so in the hockey news,
they're all like close, right? Like it has to be that top tier.
Okay, so let's do that. So we have 5 teams, and in the top tier, I think by winning percentage with this 5 teams: Pitt, Hoth, Thunder Bay, North Bay, Highland. Who's most likely to lose round 1?
Well, I honestly think Puss is a way better player than me. He really is, but he doesn't give a shit. For how much he's
no. Wait. Puss is not in this top 5.
He's not in the top 5?
No, he's 6th, maybe 7th. Oh. It's Pitt, Hoth, Thunder Bay, North Bay, and Highland. Who's gonna choke?
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be matchup based, but
North Bay lost round 1.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be either North Bay or Wolf, one of those 2, right? Like,
yeah, that's tough. Well, I gotta say Wolf because he just chokes on everything. So,
I think I have to agree. Like, it's unlikely that Pitt's gonna lose. Hoth is a hard pick to lose in round 1. Like he's gonna be 2 or 3. He's gonna get
he's not Hoth is not gonna have the pressure to you're not gonna going into the first round. There's just less pressure just in general. You're just not. Yeah. You haven't made it farther, and Hoth is such a cool cucumber. He's gonna, yeah.
I can't see him losing to Providence, Chalky, or Ridgefield. I just don't see it.
Will win those. Yeah.
And then let's say, or even if he finishes 3rd, he might have Hamilton. I can't see him losing to any of those teams. So that leaves me I'm not going to lose to those guys either. I mean, not to be a dick, but it's not likely to happen. Which leaves us with North Bay and Highland. And North Bay lost to you last year in round 1, which has to be a concern. I think he beats most teams, but if you guys might match up again in round 1. It
depends matchups, right? Yeah, if he's the 5 seed, whoever's the 5 seed is going to play the 12. Like, you're going to play. You could be playing Saga, Red.
Yeah, those aren't chokes. Those are
yeah, exactly.
That's really fair.
Term. It's I feel like it has to be one of those top 3 teams that we think have no chance of losing.
Okay, so we're paring this award down. We're now down to Pitt, Hoth, and Thunder Bay. Who's most likely to lose in round 1?
Let's go.
I would say
Nips in the upset. He's going down.
It's Nips with Bush Light if he plays late.
Yeah, fair enough.
The Yinzers are unbelievable players, but they also drink a lot and don't give a shit sometimes. Like, for how much they're on, like, they should give more shits.
Well, and Pitt's lost in round 1 before.
Yeah.
As a number 1 seed to Taipei.
Mhm.
So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
There you go.
So, okay, Pitt wins it. Congratulations. The Pitt Intramurals, the most likely team to choke in the first round this year. Number 1 seed. All right, here we go. I like this one. Who is the most boring person in the W to play against?
Oh, easy Sega for sure.
Oh,
How
interesting.
dare you?
Okay, I'm approaching this from a stylistically boring. I enjoy the competition aspect. I do not enjoy the stylistic aspect of our games. Yes, that one was easy. I didn't even have to think about that one.
Do you have any other nominees or just
No,
him?
I just wrote Sega. Yeah, that was
Wow.
clear.
Okay.
I have a cornucopia of trash I'm throwing at all times. I put Salvo for. I hope that's another guy I hope comes back. He's a fun dude.
Yeah.
Hoff with his German efficiency, like he's just so chill and cool playing. And this was my third place, but now it's first place. It's Nate with all his fucking dumps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, interesting. I had all different teams too. I had the Wolf, who has now become like camping extraordinaire.
I was thinking Wolf too, actually. Yeah.
He's pretty brutal this time. I have Hamilton because he dumps 5,000 fucking times a game for no reason.
Yeah, he dumps a lot too, especially when he's up.
He's the worst. When he's up, he's the worst. Like it just drives me insane. And then I had Alberta because of that Norwegian bus thing. Like he doesn't even try to do offense. He just sits back and plays defense. So I just find that those games are going to be 1-0 no matter what. So those are the 3 I had. But all of our nominees I think are good on this one.
I think we got to give it to Nate because the Taipei dump is a term, a lexicon.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is a historical award, and Taipei wins it. Congratulations there, Nate.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Especially in the pier. It's even worse in the pier. Like,
yeah, you can't get your goalie out to get it.
oh man, that's what I hate about the auto the most out of all things, because I hate icings more than anything else. And the auto goalie not being able to grab the icing is the worst.
Yeah.
Just wait till next Q League when we don't have icing and all my 5-5 players are getting down the ice every single time before
That'll
your
be
guys
so
come.
much better, because you can always grab with your goalie as long as it's manual. It just would force every single player to grab the puck with their goalie, and then we'd never have all these face-offs. It'd be way better. All right, here we go. Next award. Congratulations, Nate. That's a big win.
That is, yeah.
Most boring guy to play. The next manager to win their first Brule Cup. So obviously Thunder Bay and Pitt are out.
I got Puss with this one with his upcoming first overall draft pick.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Whoa.
He's going to be
That's a great nominee out of left field. I love it.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I wasn't even. Yeah, I forgot he hasn't won one. There hasn't been many wins, but yeah, Puss is up there for sure.
Wow. Did you have anybody else, Nate?
No, I just said Puss. Once he gets the stud in his lineup, you just gotta hope you or Pitt win these next 2 years, and then he'll be ready to go year 3 of that.
Nick, what about you?
I'm praying to the NHL 95 God, so I'm leaving myself off the list because I'm so humble. So again, Nate, because he fucking beat me in Dark Side. I think the Bell lineage is strong. So I think it would be if the path hits right, I think Nate can definitely win it. Loudmouth Pink is another one. He's won 2Q. He's such an asshole, but he doesn't talk about how good he is now, and he does that on purpose, I think, because he still wants to sneak up on guys. And lastly, because I have a long memory and nostalgia, Party Dan was knocking on the door early in this and then kind of faded. And I think Party Dan is another dark horse. He's my dark horse to just get locked in. I mean, he can't do it this year because Madano's dead. But when he gets his next Madano, I could see it happening.
Hey, I got a few comments about that.
Wild card choice there.
That's a ridiculous choice. I'm sorry to say. That's a ridiculous choice. So we have another award coming up for all of you and listening. It's called the DeMar DeRozan Raptors Award, which is the player with a good regular season style that doesn't translate to the playoffs. I have Party Dan as the runaway favorite on that So I cannot see how Party Dan's going to win 4 series with his style, which is never changing ever, no matter what the hell happens, and which is can be kind of effective in the regular season because it's kind of like weird and he grabs goalie early and like goes for breakaways and stuff. But like he's not gonna win 4 fucking series, 7 games, and like it's
He was
impossible.
close. He was close early. I
It's
think
not close.
Puss took him
No
out.
chance.
It was close. Like, did you beat Puss the first year or the finals, Sean?
Yeah, I beat Puss the first year in the finals,
Yeah,
but
and
Nate,
him and Party Dan went hard. I think.
Nate was in the
Yeah.
semis that year.
Yeah.
Nate lost to Puss in the semifinal.
Okay.
Yeah, they might have played the matchup before actually.
Yeah, but yeah, he was looking tough. I mean, that was the year, like season 2 or 3. I think Party Dance can come back, and then and again, I think Pink is another one.
Yeah, I think Pink's he's a quiet assassin on the good player for sure. Okay, the only guy that I had on my list that you guys have not mentioned yet, who is my first choice on this one, is Caden. I mean, the guy's won. He's second place again this year. He was third overall last year. He's beaten Nips in at least 2 playoff series. He's beaten Puss in a playoff series. He took me out in the queue. Like he showed his chops in that 7-game queue series.
Did he beat Puss in a series?
Yeah, maybe not.
I didn't think he ever got over the
You're
hump.
right. You're right. Maybe not. He lost those 2 like super close ones, and then he played Nips. Yeah, you're right about that. But I mean, anyway, my point is that he's gotten better. He's improving, and he is like as close of a contender in the regular season as you can get. Like shit.
Yeah,
So he's gonna have a good path. He's gonna be in a conference final probably this season and have to get over the hump on a 7-game series against me or Pitt or
yeah, and his roster's really good. It's good for the next couple of
really
years.
good.
He's
Yeah.
made some few.
Yeah, he's got a really good roster too. Yeah,
That's what I noticed actually playing him this year. I was like, holy shit, his roster seems. That was like the one team that I was like, they feel like they're just way better than my team.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's he kind of just dominated me too, so maybe it's just that. But
yeah.
I think his defense are really, really good.
Yeah, I'm changing it. It's Hoff this year and Puss next year when he's got whatever the top player is in the draft.
Yeah, fair enough. So then,
Unless Matty goes on a run, that's
well, Matty's gonna go on a run against Thunder.
Matty might beat me 8-0, 8-0 the way I'm thinking right now.
Between
luck,
Matty's 2 wins against me and 2 wins against you, Puss will be like getting 6th or 7th pick. All right, well that's Hoth Wampas. You win your next manager to win their first Brule Cup award. Congratulations. All right, this one we also teased out. Who is most likely to post on Discord live updates of their own slow tragic death? I mean, let's be straight up here. Derek Sutton is the runaway favorite on this category. There's no question. But if I want to hear if you guys have a case for anybody but Sutton.
Yeah, I have one other case. Sutton was clearly on my list. I had one more, and that's Puss. Puss likes to really get on there, after a night of drinking. So I could see
right.
Puss doing it with
Puss is
a
here.
nice smirk on his face. Like, right?
He has like a tragic maybe a heart attack kill him, but puts him in like an almost coma, and he's sitting in his hotel. He's sitting in the hospital bed, just like posting and giving photos. I could see it.
Fighting with the nurse, like I need a cigarette. I almost died.
With a smoke in his mouth. Yeah.
That's right.
But you guys aren't playing the odds. The what's going to happen is Matty A and Yoda are going to be in their 8th hour of digital chicken. They're going to be doing blow, talking about fucking, some fucking band like Sonic Youth or something, and they both die.
Oh man,
I love it. They snuck up. You remember the speed skating Olympics where everybody fell and the Australian guy cruised in from the back end? That's this award. Yoda and Matty A have won the live updates of their own tragic death award. They snuck in after everyone else fell. That's great.
Wow, I thought Sutton had that one, but
no, try again next year, Derek Sutton. You might have a chance. All right, this one we're changing pace again. This is the Quebec Nordiques Award, and it's the former manager that we'd most like to see rejoin the league. And there are some good ones. So like you gotta narrow your nominees to 3 because there's so many good ones.
You guys go first.
Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I mean, I went with Raph, Tickenist, and Coolin just for the competition aspect. It would be nice to play those guys again, like in over the course of a season. I like having these like good players in. So those are my three. Yeah.
Go ahead, Bell. Go ahead, Bell.
I had. I mean, I'm biased, but I really want to see Colin rejoin. I think it'd be fun to see if he can still pull off top two or whatever. Raph, I would love to have back because I think Raph was like, I mean, I learned a lot watching that guy play because he was so unique and he was so good at what he was doing. Um, I don't think he was going to get any better. I think he was going to continue his downward trajectory, but it would still be interesting to watch him like play offense.
Oh, I think it would be really fascinating to see Raph in the league now, and I think he would not be good. That's
Oh,
my take.
he
Yeah,
would
he
get
I don't
killed.
think he's going to improve on defense, and I think he would have been like his offense is amazing, but yeah, that would be my take
Yeah,
for
he,
sure.
he would
Yeah,
be getting destroyed by now. I think, no question.
yeah, he would have to really be like take it on. Like if he got like banned from the '94 league was the only way I could see him play it. Like because I saw him recently at the '94 tournament, and I was feeling him out. I'm like, oh yeah, he's God. He's never coming back.
Right. Which I mean, it makes sense. Like any of these people that we nominate here who comes in without having played in a few seasons is going to be way worse than they were. But could they pick it up again quick? To me, I think Raf would pick up the offense, but not the defense quick.
Yeah.
Colin, I
Right.
think, would pick it all up. I think by the end of one season, Colin would be back to being one of the best players for sure. I think there's no
All right.
question. So then the only other guy I had was LHX.
Oh yeah.
True, I
Man,
didn't
like,
even think of him. Yeah,
right?
that's a
Like,
good
I
one.
mean, he was not only from like community perspective, where he's such a key part of the community,
Yeah.
but just the like his gameplay stuff was so cool and unique and like different, and I would love to see where that had evolved because he was a guy who would think about it and evolve his game according to the needs.
Oh
So
yeah.
I would love to see like what kind like he would not be doing the same thing he was doing in season 5 or whatever. I think so. I'd love to see where he ended up.
I mean, his last season, he had that run to the what? I think he lost to you, Saga, in the semis.
Yeah.
He had that big run, and he was like hitting all those. He would be like breakaway slap shots, get really close
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah,
goalie.
Yeah.
Remember that move?
right,
Like we haven't
yeah,
seen that since. So
right,
yeah, no,
right,
it's a really
right.
good call. I wasn't even thinking of him.
We've never also seen. I've only seen it ever one time ever was a face off. So in the offensive zone on the right side, he won the face off to his left winger and spun around and took a slap shot and scored without moving the guy. He did it again with the
Oh,
right on the other side with the right winger, and it was awesome. Like I've never seen that before. I still have never seen it since.
there's so many good ones here. Um,
On the
you
chat,
guys,
we have Jay Pizzle and Salvo and Moses all
yeah.
being nominee.
Well, those are huge. Yeah, those are. Yeah, like Salvo is such a good dude. He does a lot for the community and he's fun. Jay Piz again, he was really good. I'm surprised he isn't back of all the high guys because he had success.
I've Jay Piz is not eligible for this award because he quit twice.
Oh, that's true. That's good. I would hate to schedule with him, but getting Vic back in there would be nice. But
It's
he's
fun, but
he's so darn
scheduling it is
busy.
fun. Yeah.
Sammy Smith, I think he would get blown out by 50 goals now, but he's such a fun stream.
Yeah.
But my top three are Pastor of Puppets. I think he could do really good. Leviathan, who played a little bit. He actually did like a whole 95 site, but he didn't really like playing at all. And I think Puss always pushed his buttons on purpose. And the number one is the Birmingham Dusters guy, at one sir, who played one game and accused LHX of cheating and quit.
Where did you find all those first season guys? Was that just you? Like
That's just off the top of my head when we were going off. I was like, what? They just came in. Nostalgia, baby.
no, but how did you fill the league like for the first season? Like where did all these guys come from?
I think it was the two things. It was either my Twitter or X or whatever it is. I tweeted it out, and then anybody who ever emailed me on Yahoo through the years, I just said, hey, we're doing a league. I didn't know who they were, and that's how I got Puss and Vic into the league. Was that? It's sad though because my Yahoo like deleted all the old emails. Like for a while there, I had emails going back for 15 years, and they're all gone now.
Oh, that's brutal.
But that's how I got all those guys. I just was like replying like, "Hey," because people would go out of the blue and say, "Hey, I love your site. When's the next league?" And I'm like, soon. I'll reach out because you just don't know who the guys are, right? You're just like, hey, just have a fun time. Like we were kind of just doing our own thing, but I always wanted to keep, especially when I found a tribe like you guys or High or the other ones that are out there, like the Michigan group, Michigan Boston group, the Finnish group. Just trying to keep those guys connected.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that we haven't a winner of that one yet. What do you think? LHX is my vote.
Yeah, it's got to be LHX.
Yeah, that's a good one.
LHX wins. Congratulations to our buddy Mark. We hope to come back.
Knight's Vision. Remember the Coach Mac guy that was in?
Coach Mike.
He was gonna,
Coach Mike.
Coach Mike, and he was gonna like do a whole website for us. Have like his employees do a website.
Oh yeah. He lasted what, 1 year?
Yeah,
no, more than that. I played him in the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Oh yeah.
He played online during the Sega where you could play online with that whatever thing it was. So he played back in the day. That was the one thing, like the one nugget if we could find it, were the guys that played Sega online back in the day. You had to be like pretty, I think, well off or bad with your money to play online Sega back in 1995.
Yeah, that guy was kind of interesting. It would be cool if he was around. He was decent, and he was one of those guys who was like he would have gotten better because he would have tried it.
Yeah, he was good, and then he was the first guy that slandered the down B. He's like, we played online Sega all the time, and that was a bitch move. I'm like, you're a bitch.
All right, we're down to our final award, I think. So congratulations to all the winners so far. You guys are really, really deserving.
Oh, I see Goose Pat Unholy posting the chat. I'm sure I invited you right away. I was working you forever to get into the league. It took them until year 2.
I mean, it's good, Unholy, that you waited until year 2 because, like, what an amateur hour that was in year 1. All right, we got the final award here. This is one we teased earlier. DeRozan Raptors Award. Player with a good regular season style that doesn't translate to the playoffs. And I tipped my hand on this one earlier with Providence. So I'll let you guys go first.
It's Wolf because he gets all his games in 10 days and then stops playing.
Is Wolf a fluke? Can I take a bit of an aside? Was Wolf getting to the Final Four last year a fluke?
Big time fluke. He should have never beat me.
I mean, Wolf beat me twice this year.
Wolf's in
I didn't really
place
know.
right now.
His 750 is pretty hard to do.
Pretty hard to do, and he's like, I mean, the guy. What was he last year? What seed was he? 6?
He was up there. He was
7?
I think he was
might
like
have been
6.
8.
No, I think he was better than that. I think he was like a 6.
Yeah, Sumter was 8, I think, right? Because he played. You
Wolf had
you
the
played
extra
him.
games. Like we all like it probably would have been about an 8.
Yeah.
But no, I think he's I mean, he won some big. He beat Caden in the playoffs 2 seasons ago and beat Saga. Like those are 2 legit wins. I don't know. I think
maybe it's not a fluke, but it's pretty impressive. I mean, Wolf his ego will be growing, but like, I mean, you got to give the guy credit considering that he was always a bubble team, always.
Yeah.
For most of the history of this league, he was like equivalent to what, I don't know, Chalky's doing right now. Like he'd miss 1 year, he'd get 15th. The next year, he'd miss 1 year, he'd get 15th.
Mm-hmm. And he's a piece of shit.
Besides the fact that he destroys Segathon, like, is he also a legitimate threat to win the league? Like, and I'm not sure that he is. I still hesitate to like putting him at a level of legitimate Brule Cup champion, but he's definitely on that next level down, I think.
It's funny because I always looked at Wolf and Nips as kind of like the Robin to the Batman of Puss and Klein, and it's changed now. I think they've passed the other 2 guys.
Yeah, would you both agree that Nips is now better than Puss?
I mean, it looks like it. I'd love to see them play.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Nips beat Puss in last year?
He beat him out in Sutton maybe last year, the year before. He beat him in one of those playoff series, which
And
like seemed to be the first time. I think Puss always knocked him out.
yeah, Puss was way better than Nips. Like I think he toyed with him, and now I don't know what's going on.
Nips has a better roster. I'll give him that. Like I would say
Yeah,
they're probably pretty
Puss
even
has a
at this
bad
point.
roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Puss is gonna. If he gets like a top guy, it's not going to be fun, and he's going to post about it, which will be fun and not fun at the same time. He's such a prick.
It's actually kind of good that he's getting the top guy. As much as we've given him a lot of shit about it,
Yeah,
it's kind of good because like it's impossible for guys like that or any of us who are good to get good players. It's like really really difficult. So it's kind of cool that like he's gonna get one good guy.
yeah. When he's winning with Joffrey Lupul or whatever.
I mean, yeah,
I
that's the
know.
argument against it, I guess. But I mean, I don't love the trade. I'll give Matty shit the rest of the season and let it go. But I do think it's okay that Puss is gonna get.
That's why we're going to do a lottery because the guys are just getting too fat and happy at the bottom. They don't need more guys. They have them.
Well, Yoda's team is unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna have to drop somebody who's probably better than anybody you have on your team.
Yeah.
Your team might be the worst one in the league. Like that is a horrendous. At least you got Kessel. That's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, that I traded all my chips with Buff to get Kessel in a couple of years. That he'll be good. But
He's
yeah,
got one
it's rough.
6-6 season out there. Like that's gonna be a nice one.
It's hard because I don't have any draft capital in anything because I always draft like fast week guys. So I never have any guys to actually trade. Nobody wants them.
Yeah, it's hard if you don't have draft. That's what I mean about Puss. Like he doesn't have good drafts ever, so he's got this one deal. So I don't hate it, even though it's annoying that it's him getting it. All right, so we're back to our good regular season style that does not translate well to the playoffs.
I mean, I had Klein for this, but I guess it
I
doesn't
had
really count.
that's funny because I wrote also Sunnyvale on my list.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, that's totally true.
right? Like he was kind of always a top 10 regular season team. I mean, I would have liked to see his last year's series versus Wolf. I really wanted to see that.
I think Wolf would have kicked his ass. I think he knew it.
Yeah, maybe that's it, right?
He's scared. He's scared.
Honestly, I honestly think
Kathy Lee's beating up Regis and he doesn't want it, and he got her out of there.
like is there any other reason why he wouldn't have played? Like I can't imagine a world in which he wasn't like, fine, I can dedicate an hour of my life to this.
Yeah.
Like it had to have been that he thought he was going to lose and he didn't want to lose.
There he is.
I don't see any
Find
other
the
rational
coward.
reason.
Come back. Come back. Show us you're not a coward.
Anyway, okay, you got Klein, and I did too. So who else you got?
That was it that I wrote down. Yeah,
It's just a unanimous victory for Klein.
Yeah,
Not even in the league.
Whose style doesn't translate. I mean, I thought of Lloyd as well, just because it's like the people that don't change their style much, like game to game.
Yeah.
It is true. It's Klein because he's really old school. Like I remember doing a review on him early. Was like there's tracks in the ice where he's doing the cut across. You can just like line up your guys, but it works because you can spam it enough where it can work. But in the playoffs, you're really locked in where that isn't going to work at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of just see those same things over and over, right? If the guys have like one way to score, I mean, I would have said Sutton early on too, with because he was so reliant on the one-timers, and he lost a couple of those series. Yeah, for sure. And he's now can deke, right? Like he has that downscreen deke. So I think it's just the guys that don't have like a variety of ways to score.
Yeah,
which is tough.
You know what? Something I was just thinking about everything we were talking about. Everybody here, going back. I'm kind of going backtracking a little bit, but what brought me back was how Puss doesn't have any good players, and he finally got one. The other stud player we haven't talked a lot about is Red, and he's got a shit team, and he's got to have a good record. He's never going to have good players.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's like super hard to just build up from that, but
yeah.
I mean, it depends how deep the waiver pool is.
And yeah,
I mean, Red messaged me the one time after one of our podcasts and was saying like he doesn't value speed because he thinks that it's like harder to deke with speed. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's an interesting viewpoint. Like, so he obviously like he's gonna get these guys that other people don't value as much. So to fill out his roster.
Right, and if he'll be close to getting the first waiver every year. Which I think if the system works the way I think it does, anybody that the Yodas of the world have to drop are not eligible until the waivers.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we switch that waivers around to the good teams getting first waiver picks, actually, like I think it was
It's insane to
Puss
me
was
that
pushing it.
this method doesn't make any sense to me because it's like
It was
because
insane. No,
realistically, if Yoda's dropping his player, let's say in 2 seasons,
no,
like
this season,
that
man.
first waiver, yeah, or this
This
season, then
season,
like
he's
that
got to
first
drop.
waiver pick is going to be more valuable than like the eighth pick in the draft.
It's going to be way more valuable than the first pick in the second round. Like not
Well,
even
not even
comparable.
close, but
I
like
can't wait for
halfway
rule
through the
change
first round.
Thursday.
So right now, Orange County has got to drop. I'm just looking at his roster right now. I was looking at it before. He's got.
Krejci probably, huh?
It was one of those forwards. Like he's going to drop unless he drafts a goalie, which he has floor, he doesn't need. He's got his forwards are Alexander Semin, who next season is 97. Krejci next season's 86. Hemsky next season's 80. Bergeron next season's 86, and Shea Weber. So like his forwards are Heatley 81, Semin 97, Krejci 86, Hemsky 80, Bergeron 86. His D next year, Weber 79, Brewer 72, Timonen 75. So maybe he drafts a D, but if he gets picked 3 or 4, there's no D. Like if he has to draft a forward, he's got to drop Danny Heatley or Ales Hemsky, who will be instantly the best player in after the first 10 picks. Easy, no question.
And then there's always the 1 year when Yoda goes, you know what, I'm done, and that draft class will be
Yeah.
unbelievable, crazy.
Yeah,
We'll be slitting each other's throats to get higher.
yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
it's interesting because we haven't had anyone drop this year, I don't think, and this might be the first year ever.
Well, Klein's stuff, if he doesn't come back, would go back in.
Yeah.
True, but I mean like mid-season. Like I don't think we've
Yeah.
had one team, right? Like is this the
Well,
first season that we haven't had anyone drop?
be careful not to jinx us here.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Like there's still. I mean, Matty, is he coming back? Like I
He
mean, he
says
said he
he just had
was.
surgery and he's coming back. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that would be huge. If he didn't come back, that'd be even more.
but I think if Matty doesn't come back, he won't just drop out of the league. It'll be a gong show though with Puss's pick. But
Yeah.
like those, you never know what might happen with a guy.
I
Like
mean, yeah,
he's played
Matty hasn't
22
finished a
games.
couple seasons. Yeah, that's a possibility. But
I
other
think
than
he's
that, I don't see any people that are gonna drop out.
right. NJK will probably stick around. Don is pretty committed. He'll be around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Chris is pretty quiet, but I assume he'll stick around. So I think Matty's the only one.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, maybe those guys leave after the year, but I think they're all finishing their season. Like, I don't think anyone's dropping mid year. But
Yeah.
I mean, back to that waiver thing, I just think it's kind of crazy that like I think these guys should be added back into the draft. Even
At the
like this
time.
year, like those guys that he drops are going to be better than like the sixth or seventh pick. No,
Well, they'll
like if
definitely
he
be better
drops
than the
them, then the
16th.
next person should be able to pick him in the draft. I would assume, or then like Nips, if he's the best record in the league, then he's just going to get like.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen this year. So
Like
it's almost like you win the President's Trophy and you get this automatic.
Right. And it's not going to be like the first four teams because it's only going to be one, maybe two guys
Mm-hmm.
that are going to get dropped every year. So it's not going to benefit like the rest of the good teams. It's just going to be that first seed.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
you're
don't
right.
think this makes sense at all, actually, the more I'm thinking of it. Like,
Right.
I'm ready to vote against it. Let's tear shit up
it's
tomorrow.
done. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's done.
And honestly, like even as somebody who might get the first overall seed, this makes no sense, and I would vote against it 100%. Because like this is
Maybe we could make
right.
it fun and like have a wheel or a lotto for waivers just to switch it up.
Yeah, that makes some sense for like all the playoff teams or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make actually.
I like the idea of giving the playoff teams a chance at a good player. That one of the shitty teams don't need another shot at it. Like they've got these fat teams already. But anyway, yeah, okay. Well, that's a good suggestion. Now, if we only had a process for enacting change.
Yeah, we'll get back to that next podcast.
That's right. Well, we'll have Magnus come on and we can ask him like, how does he want to fucking do this? Because like I think that's a really key part of this league that has to be thought through. Like you can't have a community of people without some sort of governance, and we can't just not ever make changes for the rest of our existence. That doesn't make sense. So we're gonna have to make a plan for how to make a change. Anyway,
I agree.
Right to the polls. Bring back the polls.
Yeah, bring back something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we'll have Ultron.
I'll get Halifax to vote in it for my favor, whatever it is.
No penalties. Halifax is in that vote. So the only other guy I wanted to add to your nominees is the Puss Man. I
Ooh,
think
interesting.
Puss has had a while since he's had a lot of success in the playoffs. First of all, and maybe I'm not looking at any facts here, so I might be wrong on this, but I can't think of a time that in the last few seasons he's been in the Final Four. I think he gets to a place where in a playoff series he his stuff gets pretty consistent, and you can kind of pick up on it after 3 or 4 games. You kind of get used to it, and he doesn't really adjust. He's not a big shapeshifter.
Shape shifted.
Interesting take. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I haven't played Puss in maybe since that first year I played him, that I joined, but I don't think I've played him in a series since that point.
I feel like I don't want to say anything because I don't want to light a fire under him. That's kind of
Yeah.
my thought. Is like I was talking how his buddy Nips has been better than him lately, and I think that might be enough to get him
The
back
fire's
into the
already,
Rocky fighting
yeah,
shape.
it's already lit. Well, you guys have had some series though. Like, what's your record in W series? You and
With
Puss, I guess.
again, I think it's really a barometer of where is he at in the night and how much fun he's having. Uh, and if he's like, as they say, distracted, sounds like he's always carting kids and everything around. I think if he was focused, he's he was the first person I played. I was like, holy shit! I remember, and that was before you, Sean. But I was like, I played him. I'm like, whoa! I don't have control here. It was one of the first times I kind of lost control of the game, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Would have you beaten him more than he's beaten you in series?
God, that's a good.
It seems like you have. I would say that you have without looking at any history. I would
Yeah,
say maybe 3-2 or
I
something.
don't know. I think it's close. I think when he beats me though, it's decidedly like he beats me bad.
Yeah, makes sense.
When he's rolling. That's my gut feeling right now. How I feel is like we're probably 50-50, but when he beats me, it's ugly.
Mhm.
Yeah. How about you, Nate? Have you played him in the playoffs?
No, like I just played him in pure, but I
Yeah.
mean, there's no way to stop him in pure.
Yeah. Pure's a
I
Yeah,
whole different
feel I played him
beast.
that first season that I made the conference finals, but I was like, I didn't really even really know how to play at that point.
did
So
Oh
I
yeah.
did
He'd
he
be
or
chilling.
Nips lose to Maryland Mike in the high last year or last one?
think he beat
Yeah.
Puss in the. Or no, it's I don't know actually. Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
beat
I'm
Puss in
not
the
sure.
finals. I want to say.
It was one of them, I think. But either way, I mean, the soberness really impacts you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong on Puss. Maybe he's a guy that will pick it up in the playoffs. But I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it a little bit. I mean,
Yeah,
and
I think that's a fair one. I
I don't
haven't
want to
seen
see
him
it.
there for
I
a
don't
while.
want to see it. I want him to just be checked out because I want to win something.
to be fair to the guy, like he has a shitty roster, which really
Yeah,
impacts you.
yeah.
So you take him back to his Keek the Chuck roster, and he's in March Madness finals. So
Hmm.
like, yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a really good player. But in a 7 game series, can you figure him out? I think you can.
Yeah, actually, that
Ooh.
that March Madness, he did beat me pretty damn good in that. And I was thinking like my roster was unbelievable, and those big guys just kind of bullied me around. So I was pretty impressed with how easily he beat me in that one actually, because I thought I was just gonna roll through with that roster. But yeah, maybe he just needs to get those big boys again.
Yeah, he's got a totally wrong roster building strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, then, who are we going to give this to? Sunnyvale? He's been retired, but he still could come back from the dead
Yeah,
to win it.
let's do it at Sunnyvale and come back and play, you coward.
Sunnyvale is the winner of the DeRozan Raptors Award. Congratulations, Klein. That's a really big
I
award to
mean, that
win.
could also probably be named the Embiid Award too, right? So maybe
Ooh.
the
Yeah, but the
He
Embiid
doesn't
Award
watch
is
basketball.
yeah. Okay, let's call it the Embiid Award. Actually, if Klein quits the league, we're going to call it the Klein Award after this.
No.
All right. Well, that's all of our awards. Do you guys have any other special awards you want to give out before we end this 3 hour marathon show?
jeez.
I think I'm good. I'm like going, shit, I got to take my kid to the bus in 5 hours,
Hey,
6 hours.
you're on Central Time there, buddy. Take it easy. It's 12:12 here.
Oh my gosh.
Man, Nick has been super fun. We're glad you came on. This is
No,
great.
this is a
3 hours just
blast.
like flew by.
No, this was a treat. This was a real treat. Thanks for having me on.
Hopefully, we can get it up on YouTube